And now from the Bet Bunker in Brooklyn, let's give it up for TPN The Walk On and your host, Joel Walkowski.
Hello, viewers. Hello, degenerates. For the Props Network, this is TPN The Walk On. I am Joel Walkowski. I put the walk in the walk on. And over there, man in the controls, over in the John Wilkes, it's the Techie Trekkie. It is the Stockton to my Malone, Brian Allen Mitchell.
Oh, I get to be Stockton finally. That was my Halloween costume. Oh my goodness. Oh man, I'm so happy to be in the midst of John Stockton. Oh man, I love that guy so much.
He would have done great in today's NBA.
He would have been so good. His what I love, his shorts. First off, just that's a man that knows what aerodynamic means. Okay, if I'm going to be a point guard, I need to cut through. How do I give Carmelo the ball faster?
Yeah, you can't have that fabric getting in the way. I mean,
No.
That's why you got to cut him loose. He's a speed skater
He's
out there.
Speed skater.
He's the most arrow. He should have just gone with it, you know?
Yeah.
Wear the short shorts, narrow the whole body, bick the head, make John Stockton be more of a cultural punchline than he already is.
Ooh, just a slippery Stockton. That's what they would call him.
Slippery Stockton. Are we going to get any negative comments on this?
I hope not. I think it's good. I think everyone loves a new nickname for one of their best point guards in the NBA.
Okay, so we call him Basketball Eric Hayden. Yeah, I'm glad people are starting to watch the show. I'm glad people are interacting with us. They're engaging.
Yes.
And, it's not always positive.
Sure, you're going to have that.
And I was talking about, how I blindly support the Eagles in their game against the Giants.
Yes.
Thursday night.
Yes.
And someone, Gamer Guy, I think was his name.
Gamer Guy, yeah.
He commented that this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Thank you for not misgendering me, first of all. But he says the Giants have a top 5 defense. No, they don't.
No, they don't, but they are a good defense, okay?
No, they're not.
You're looking at the PFF, right? You're looking at all the nerd stats, okay? Those are fine. But they don't go for a lot of the people that were on injured reserve, like David Mayo, who's coming back. They have a good defensive line, all right? A lot of their linebackers are a little hurt. You know, you got Blake Martinez from the Packers. He's not great.
Blake Martinez was washed last year, and maybe the Giants, they have had good showings in their midst. They held the Bears to some points. They did have a very impressive game against the Rams, holding them to 17 points.
Right, Joel. They haven't got blown out. What? The San Fran game.
Nick Mullins put up 36 on him.
No, but it wasn't him. You think Nick had one touchdown. He's not that good. He's not. You didn't get beat by Nick. You got beat by Kyle Shanahan. Shanahan.
Yeah, but I don't think there's the talent on that defense. They've got an okay secondary. They've got an okay defensive line. Who's their cover corner?
We got Bradbury.
Bradbury, who wasn't that good ever in Carolina, who GMs across the league panned. And you're going to tell me that we're going to trust this sitting duck, this lame duck, this all kinds of duck management to put the right decision?
You just name, I know all the ducks. I know the Darkwing duck. I know everything duck. I don't know. But I think it's just a little bit fair not to give any props to this defense at all. Of course, they're not a top 5. They're not flashy. They don't have a pass rush. That's their biggest problem. So let's give them. And Danny Dimes doesn't help him at all.
Look,
he fumbles. He loves to fumble the ball. That's his favorite thing to do.
Here's my policy for what makes a good defense.
He loves yogurt and fumbling the ball.
Okay, well, I will accept the yogurt and the fumbling, but here's what I call a good defense. A good defense, to me, has a game changer. And there's no game changers on the Giants' defense. I'm talking about There's maybe 7 or 8 of them in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
And there's not, without that true standout who makes other people's jobs easier to do, I'm not going to consider it a good defense.
Okay. But you know how hard it is to find that stud that's going to change a defense? A long time. The Browns haven't had, Myles Garrett came on the planet, and he has changed everything. You need that game record. A lot of teams don't have a game record. You need 7 other, as you were saying, 7 people to be that game record.
Yeah,
all right?
I mean, the Giants have the Browns defense without Myles Garrett.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew Bill Peppers is there, so yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
But they don't have a. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, you're right. Damn
So,
it.
and you can watch the show. You can find me making errors. Maybe a couple every episode or per minute. But if you're gonna come at me and say this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, your lead argument can't be he undervalues the Giants' defense.
No, well, I'm going to, and I'm sticking to it
And we
because I love me some Dexter Lawrence. Oh, another problem was that what's
you know
his
that
face?
Dexter
Marcus.
Lawrence is not the serial killer from Showtime, right?
What? He's not?
Yeah, it's a different guy.
But then why did they pick him up? That doesn't make any sense. You get someone that murders. That's how you win games. It's not defense, murder. I mean that. But I mean, Marcus Golden was the biggest problem there because he's lost snaps, and he's just that when you don't have that, he was supposed to be the difference maker.
Yeah, but
He had 10 sacks last year.
And he hit free agency, and no other team made a run at him.
That's true.
He had such a little value, he kind of had to return to the Giants. He was sitting on the market at the end of the free agency period after the draft, so he just went home.
That's what you do when no one wants you. You just walk into the closest stadium and say, excuse me, sir, can I please have a job? I need a job.
That's how you do it. It's a terrible division, and I just want to work this out. I know Washington, they had a name change.
Yes.
This is just a tangent.
Okay.
And we're doing this for 30 seconds. That's it. But
And timing it.
Hail to the Blank Skins can no longer be used as a fight song, right?
Yes.
So I came up with a new one.
Okay.
Lead me into it.
How, like...
And a one.
Okay. What? What is this? Is it that drum movie?
Start me up.
I'm not. What's his face?
You're Whiplash.
Okay.
You're J.K. Simmons, even
Okay.
though I have his silhouette.
That's true. Okay. And a 1, and a 2, and a...
Football team. I want to be a football team. There you go. Boom. That's a new fight song.
You know what? I don't think so. I'm sorry. It looks like you did no work, and I think it sounds like you made it up when I said 1 and a 2 and a 3.
Can I say that I sang that all day Sunday? I sang that 15 times by myself in my apartment.
No. And did people knock on your door and say, "Excuse me, you need to leave"?
They said, "Oh, are you okay about the Haskins thing? You might be affected." Still sick?
Still sick. Still sick.
But hey, I had an epiphany, right?
Okay. That's when you have surgery, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for your brain. Your brain
Okay.
just opens up. You get something new and improved.
Ooh, I love it.
And like my favorite bets I've ever had, they don't come from studying the lines. They don't come from watching the game. Sometimes the best bets,
Yeah.
they just pop into your head.
That's what you always say. Yeah. The feeling. The gut.
So I'm walking my dog yesterday. I'm listening to the Zach Lowe NBA podcast, good dude, and I hear about the expectations in Phoenix. They went 8-0 in the bubble.
Yep.
And they're going to make major moves this offseason.
Sure.
They're viewed as like maybe a 6-ish seed in the West.
I can see that.
And it's not going to happen. Pound the Suns under.
But they're on the come up, my friend. Booker is going to... You think that was just a show? Well, he's going to do it again.
Yeah, but it's a... What do we say? What's the great equalizer? It's bad ownership. The Suns have terrible ownership, and without the right people in charge, they're not going to be able to deal with the pressure of expectations. And also, to be a 6 seed in the West is kind of like 51-ish wins.
Sure.
So, and we're also... If we want to look back through history, we had a few years ago, the Suns, they went 48 and 26, I believe. They were the last team to not make the playoffs. Expectations were sky high going into that next season. They severely disappointed.
Okay.
So, yeah,
All right.
in this bet, you don't place it now. Because they're going to be talking themselves into the Suns. this entire offseason. They are the chic team. The NBA blog fan base they pick a team every offseason and they just build them up.
Gotcha.
It's usually Utah every year, but this year it's definitely Phoenix.
That wise, I think that's a great idea because as you say, everyone's gonna want to hit that over because they're like, oh yeah, they're gonna maybe surprise everybody, and that's how you do it. Wow, that's smart. That is an epiphany.
Yeah,
and
you don't do it now. You wait. What's the number? They aren't. They won't be out until after the NBA draft. Right now, I'll see what the number is right now.
But that's pretty good.
And this, like, I didn't even have a line for this. It's just in theory.
Yeah, and I don't think their free agency, they shouldn't do much big of a splash when you already have great pieces already. So you're really just looking for that 6-man-y depth pieces for that. But if you don't have if you get someone non-ego, you might actually have a good time with this. Well, not a good time with this bet because they might win more. But Suns might do that if they just play it safe, not dump so much money in free agency, and just let the organization go. But you say they have bad organizational skills, and that's bad. That's not good. That's not a good chart to have.
Yeah, you need to be well run to reach expectations. If you're an inefficient organization and you literally have goats wandering around your front office, as has been the case in Phoenix in the past, I don't think you can build a great basketball team. Bad ownership, bad team. That's the equation. They overachieved for a little bit because they were hermetically sealed away from their ownership.
Oh, okay. So the substitute teacher was handing everything, and people were balling out.
Yeah, the bubble helps a lot of people. You can be better in your absence, and that's what happened with the Suns.
Damn, that's a great point too. Just because being in the bubble, not having a stadium with people yelling at you, especially a young team, probably get affected a lot by the crowd, really. So, yeah, bubble miracle right there, just for them. Yes. Could be good.
Suns, they can't reach their expectations. I don't think it'll happen for them.
What about the Nets?
Nets will be good.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm buying a Durant jersey Black Friday. It's gonna be great.
Ooh. I might get one.
Well, let's split it. I'll wear it on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You get it Tuesday, Thursday, and the weekends.
And the weekends? Oh, I like this. This is good. I can go to Buffalo Wild Wings on the weekend with my Durant jersey. Everyone's like, "Hey, cool jersey." I'm like, I'm sharing it with my bud. I like this. I like this sharing.
Nice jersey. Well, it's only mine half of the time. I hear the link does not work for our first guest. If we can resend right now.
Sure can.
Resending right now, and then we'll be on with them. So I will introduce this segment. As you can see here, if you're watching the stream, I have all 32 NFL mini helmets here. And every week I rank them 1 to 32. I do the professional gambler power rankings because I am the professional gambler. 3-1 last week, by the way. Ravens hit, Lions hit, Chiefs hit. So that's good. And every week I put out the power rankings and I get a lot of criticisms for them. Not to have a theme today of the criticism, but my young cousin Nicholas, he always responds. He's taken a break from his schoolwork and he wants to tell me I don't know anything. So today we are going to empower Nicholas. We are going to humble myself, the big Walkowski, the guy who puts the walk in the walk on. So I will be supervised in doing my power rankings by a 16-year-old. Now, this is a gambling show. This is a betting show. But in this context, we're not going to be talking gambling for the next 15 minutes. We're going to be wholesome. We're going to help this young man reach his potential, and we're not going to drag him down into the depths of our degeneracy. And we're going to have a good time with it.
Hey, Nicholas, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How's school, young man?
It's fine. I have a 5.0 GPA right now, so that's pretty good.
Ooh, that's good. I might need you to take some college-level exams for me. Are you down for that?
No. The only college course I'm in is U.S. history, and it's already too much.
Yeah, I mean, even recent U.S. history is too much for me.
Well, that's true.
Okay, so today, I know you always take issue with my power rankings, right?
Yes.
You're always sliding in my DMs. You're telling me what's wrong. So today, you're going to supervise, okay?
I will.
So we're going to start from the bottom. I sent you the rankings in advance, so just correct me when I'm wrong. So number 32, we've got the New York Jets.
Obviously. They suck.
They do suck. Players don't want to be there at all. I'm not even going to put them in the rankings. I'm going to put them on the other side of the table all by themselves. No issue here. And we have some movement at the bottom. Next up, the Giants have moved up thanks to people hating on me on YouTube. So the 31st team, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, I mean, they lost to the Lions, and it was not a good win for the Lions either, but...
Yeah, and that's a team that's actively trying to lose games. They want Trevor Lawrence to stay home. Boom, 31st. Yep. Easy peasy. Next one, Washington. I got to get a new helmet for this.
I agree. I thought they played I can't say a good game because they played the Giants, but overall, not terrible, not that good though either. I agree.
And the Giants were lucky to win that game. There was a fumble late. It went their way. Both those teams belong near the bottom, but just because they won, I got to put them 30 spot, 29, Giants.
Yes.
Who's your favorite player on the Giants? Who do the kids in school look up to? Is it Odell? Is it Eli? No one.
I mean, there's never a person on the Giants anymore. There was never a person that anyone should ever look up to if they're on the Giants.
As an older family member to you, can I give you one piece of advice?
Sure.
Look up Lawrence Taylor highlights. That's the best football player who ever lived. I don't know if you know about him, but it's a good 10 minutes.
I'm pretty sure your mom told me about that.
Yeah, my mom told you about Lawrence Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I hope they didn't share any hobbies. Okay, we're keeping it PG here. Okay, next one. These are the bottom tier, and I hate to do this to Joey B, but I got to put the Bengals there.
I disagree. I think Houston should be there. Houston had that game. They could have won against the Titans, but they blew it, and they keep blowing games. And yes, they have a hard strength of season and a bad strength of record, but they just shouldn't. The Bengals are, I think, better than Texans.
Yeah, but I see the Bengals. They have players who are trying to get out of there during the season. The Texans, at least they don't have the bad X there. They don't have the coach ruining things. I think people are a little happier in Houston rather than Cincinnati, and better food scene.
I mean, they have good barbecue. Houston does.
Yeah, Houston's got good barbecue. They got good tacos. If you ever go to Houston, I can get you free tickets to the zoo. No hesitation. Okay, so I'm going to go with you here. I'm going to put Houston. I'm sorry, Deshaun. I guess you grew up in Chicago, so you just have the same bias against Deshaun Watson as the Bears ownership. So then I'm going to put Cincinnati there. And so next spot, we're on number 27. I had high hopes for this team. I thought this team was going to be the runaway with the NFC North. They did not. Minnesota Vikings.
Yep, I do agree. It was just sad what happened to them. And now they're what, a 1-5 team? Right? 1-5?
They're 1-5, and they just flat out quit. Like Atlanta, weren't even able to practice a couple times last week, and they still blew Minnesota out of the water.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Lizzo is wrong when she says Minnesota Vikings. No, she should have gone with the Seahawks.
She can't help where she's born.
But she lives in Houston. Well, no good there either.
Okay, so maybe she should just stand James Harden. That's fine. I appreciate how do you know where Lizzo lives?
Oh, well, I know she went to college in Houston. That's all I know, though.
Okay, yeah. Fair. I'll take it. So next one, this is a team that I think will win tomorrow night, and they're kind of going to write their season. They're not a bad team, but they're a very injured team, and I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, the Philadelphia Eagles.
I think the Cowboys should be there.
You think
the Cowboys? There are many reasons. The Cowboys, they absolutely suck. Jerry Jones is disappointed in them. Dak is like dead or something. We haven't heard from him in like 2 weeks. Yeah. And Ezekiel Elliott can't hold the ball for his life. It's not that hard. You just hold it close to you and then you run with it.
Yeah,
he's like, oop, I dropped it.
Yeah, I think he should just wear a full shirt, keep it out there, then put the ball underneath the shirt so you don't fumble. You're showing too much belly, Zeke. You got to give us the extra fabric, do it there. So I'll side with you. I will put the Cowboys, but after the Eagles, and my boss here, he is an Eagles fan, so he'll be happy to hear that. So moving on to the next bad team, we've got a pretty big matchup this weekend for me. We have the Atlanta Falcons.
I thought they played okay versus the Vikings. I mean, yes, it is the Atlanta Falcons, but they're showing a little turnaround after they fired their coach. So I would put there the Denver Broncos because it was not a good team for either the Broncos or the Patriots. Yet somehow Drew Lock just played better.
Yeah, and Drew Lock, I looked up some advanced stats for that. He had 3 bad drops by his receivers. If he didn't have those, he would have had the best QBR of anyone on those days. So I'm inclined to still stick with Atlanta below Denver. But you know what? This is your show today, young man. We'll put Denver there. So I'm moving on. Would you have Atlanta in that next spot, or would you?
Yep, I would have Atlanta in that next spot.
Okay, so we'll slide them in. And then the next team, this is the last. We've got 2 more good, bad teams. I'm going to put the LA, San Diego, who knows where the hell they are, Chargers.
Yeah, I mean, they're there. It's like if you go to a party and there's always that person that's dancing, but they're dancing alone because they have no friends. They're not really doing anything.
Yeah, so that's them. Like, the person at the party with no friends is just like the Chargers with no fans. So
yeah, exactly.
They're in the 20 spot. And next one, our last good bad team. I got to put the Detroit Lions here.
Yeah.
They had a good win against Arizona. That means a little bit. They did what they needed to, and they kind of seemed like a different team against Jacksonville. Like, DeAndre Swift has the power to change that team a little bit.
But then you always have to look at Matthew Stafford and be like, why is he getting paid more than me?
Because he's a dang Kennedy. He's regal. He's American royalty. This is Matthew Stafford we're talking about. And I do make the same amount as him because he's donating all of his money to a social justice fund. So good for him. So I'll have the Lions there, and we'll probably swap spots with them on the Falcons. The Lions, they don't hurt me once a year. They come back. They will hurt me again. So expect them to go on a roll, get back in playoff contention, and then just ruin my week one more time. Next off, we've got teams that could, I think, make the playoffs and make some noise. I hate this team. My co-host Brian loves them. I think they've got the worst quarterback in the league. I'm talking about the Raiders and Derek Carr.
I have to disagree. I think the Browns should be in that next spot.
Ooh.
Browns played extremely terrible. Lost 7-38 against the Steelers. And everyone on social media is encouraging OBJ to leave. And I mean, what can you do? And Jarvis Landry. And I mean, what can you do when you don't have a good defense and Baker Mayfield can't throw the ball?
I mean, that's fair. They're out a lot of guys, and this is our biggest difference. I'm going to have to move the Browns down 9 spots from where I had them, but I will. The Browns are there. Do you have the Raiders in the next spot?
No, I had the Raiders, 13th overall?
Okay.
I think they're lucky, but...
Okay, who do you have next here? Is it maybe the Panthers or the 49ers?
Yup, the Panthers.
The Panthers? I feel like that should be your dad's favorite team.
I don't think so.
The Panthers have the smartest people in charge of any organization. 10 years down the line, this will be the crown jewel of the South. You know how people look at New Orleans as a great franchise? That's going to be Carolina.
Yeah, I think they're good. Once Robbie Anderson and Teddy Bridgewater connect, they're a good team. They just didn't connect against the Bears.
And that's a good defense. The Bears, they were playing each other's reflections. You know, that's the same team. Bears came out on top. That's their best victory of the year for me. So who you got next here? You're varying a lot from what I got here. I've got the 49ers in this spot.
I have the Patriots.
Ooh, come on, respect your elders. You don't think Belichick rights the ship?
No, they were sad. SAD against the Broncos. When Cam Newton throws for less yards than Drew Lock, 2 interceptions, you know that it's not a good game, and they're not a good team.
Okay, I'm going to agree to disagree, but I'll take your rankings here. Don't visit Boston. You've lost a lot of friends there if they're watching, so be careful, young man. You would get jumped anyway just because it's Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're dropping the Patriots, you're lifting up the Raiders, you're dropping the Browns. So in this spot, it's got to be 49ers or Dolphins, I'm guessing.
It's the Bears.
The Bears. Ooh, I like that. And the Bears right there, I think the Bears, they're going to come down to earth over the next few weeks. They're 5-1. They should probably be 3-3 right now.
Yeah, it's kind of like that whole, what is it, Minshaw craziness last year. Like, oh my God, the Jaguars are actually good. No, they're not. They're just lucky. The Chicago Bears are just lucky.
Yeah, but it happens 5 years. And when the Bears are lucky, they don't stop being lucky. They're lucky all the way through the entire season. I think you've lived through this a couple of times. They're going to go 12-4 and be terrible.
Yeah, exactly. And once they get to the playoffs, their kicker is going to be like, oh, I can't kick it.
Yeah, and if we were allowed to talk about gambling here, we could talk about how good it would be to go against the Bears there, but unfortunately, we are not allowed to do it. So after the Bears, who do we got there? Maybe the Colts or the Niners, the Dolphins?
The Niners.
The Niners. They fought back for their season. They're coming back from injury, but, it's a great division, and it's a lot for them to overcome.
And Raheem Mostert is still, I think that's how you say his name. I honestly don't know.
No, you did it beautifully. You nailed the OE vowel combo, which can be a little intimidating.
But he's still injured, and they basically don't have any running backs until he comes back. And yes, Jimmy Garoppolo played a pretty good game, but they're just not, I don't even think they're going to make it to the playoffs, to be honest.
I don't think they will, but that's just a product of the division, That's not their fault. And, you're a good coach. People catch up to you the next year. Next one, it's got to be the Dolphins here, right?
Sadly, no. It's the Saints.
The Saints? Why do you have the Dolphins so high? Is it because you're the same age as Tua? Okay, I'll put the Saints here. It's bias against your elder. You just hate Drew Brees because he's 55 years old and you don't remember him having a viable NFL moment.
Honestly, if the Saints didn't have a good offensive line, Drew Brees could be dead. Andy Dalton, luckily he had played for the Bengals before, so he knows what it's like to be sacked over and over and over again.
He probably felt like he was back home in Cincinnati, and he probably got sacked so much he thought he was actually in Cincinnati.
Exactly.
So we'll put the Saints there. It's very low for the Saints, but you know what? These are yours, kid. Next off, it's got to be the Dolphins now, right?
It's got to be the Raiders.
It's got to be the Raiders. Oh, wow. He loves this Dolphins team.
Dolphins are going to be next.
Okay, so we're going to go the Dolphins there final. You have the Dolphins as a playoff team right now.
I'm hopeful that Tua will be able to do something. I don't really know why they got rid of Fitzpatrick, but their defense is playing really well. I can't really say anything about that Jets game because the Jets just can't score. But against San Francisco, they were 41-17, so that's pretty good considering it's Miami.
Okay, so Miami's there. And so now I think we have the line where I think it's nothing but good teams left. Any team we name from this point on, I wouldn't be surprised if they won a playoff game. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Okay, so who we got next?
The Colts.
The Colts. They've got a quarterback older than either of your parents, Phil Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
And, statistically, he is probably your parent. The Colts, they're fine. They've got a good coach. They've got an awful quarterback, a great defense, great offensive line. This team's going to trade for Matt Stafford in the offseason and win the Super Bowl, but this is not that year.
Yeah, it's not their year. But Next, I would say the Rams.
Okay, the Rams. They had a terrible letdown Sunday night, but that's a good team. It's a good coach, and they've got two of the best defenders in football. So I think they'll be in good shape moving forward.
Mm-hmm. And it was also a very bad performance by Jared Goff. Like, I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he was just throwing it. He was like, oh, let me see how far I can throw it. Let me just throw it. And then it's like, oh, interception.
Yeah, but is it a bad performance from Goff? Or I watched that game. Cooper Kupp also dropped 2 touchdowns, so maybe a little blame should go on Coop there. If Coop does what he's paid to do, they win that game easily.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he should just pass to Robert Woods more.
Hey, you heard it here first, folks, fellow Trojan. So I'm going to guess your next one has to be the Arizona Cardinals.
The Bills.
The Bills? The Cardinals aren't better than the Bills. I got to, embarrassing. I can't believe we're related. Why are the Cardinals better than the Bills?
I love the way the Cardinals played on Monday. It was awesome. Like, Kyler Murray just kept throwing touchdown after touchdown, and they were good touchdowns too. It's not like a little pass there. He like threw it, and then it was like, oh, touchdown. Just showed how embarrassing Dallas was, though.
Yeah, a lot of injuries from Dallas. Oh, okay, we'll sleep on them. We'll slot the Bills. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, a great defense. You're going there. So Bills there. Are the Cardinals next, or how high up are these Cardinals?
Cardinals are next.
Okay, any higher, a Cardinals up like it's home. It's flying. It's in the nest. Okay, so we're down to our final 7.
Mm-hmm.
And next team, it's got to be the Titans.
No, the Ravens.
The Ravens? Come on. That's a motivated squad. They've got the second best quarterback in football. They've got a great coach, great front office. But Nicholas says no.
It was an unremarkable performance by Lamar. He got like 186 passing yards and only 100 running yards. Like, he should at least get like 200 and maybe 150 in rushing. It was just sad.
That's only 14 more yards than he had already. He has 14 more yards. He's good in your book?
Well, 250 passing yards.
Okay, 250.
That'd be nice.
He's amended it.
And also, their defense. I have the Baltimore defense in my fantasy, and I thought they were doing great at first. They had a fumble return, interception. I'm like, okay, Ravens are gonna do this. Then that fourth quarter comes, and Eagles are just like, let's score 22 points. And Baltimore Ravens are like, okay, we're not going to stop you.
Yeah, they'd already packed up. They were on the bus. They won the game already. So they didn't care at that point.
They're not the Seahawks, though. They're the Ravens. They have a certain tone that they have to finish with. I expect them to win 45-17 every time.
Okay, you're disappointed in that fourth quarter. Fair. I share it. Next team, I'm going to legally bar them from the top 5. I'm going to stop in with your interjections because I hate this team. I'm going to force the Titans to go next.
Honestly, maybe I put them as 4 because
4?
I can't wait to see that Titans-Steelers game. It's going to be a true test of if they're actually good. And because the Steelers... They had a great performance against the Browns. But then again, it's the Browns, and the Steelers have the worst strength of season in the whole NFL. Whereas the Titans, they also have a pretty bad strength of season. But, I mean, they played pretty well. And
okay, so do you have the Steelers in this spot, or do you have the Packers?
I have the Steelers as number 6.
Steelers number 6. Fair. Number 5, you have, I'm guessing, Green Bay?
Yep, Green Bay.
Because you can't put them above Tampa since Tampa just destroyed them, absolutely demolished them, embarrassed. It was how you want to see Aaron Rodgers. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it too. But I think Green Bay just had a bad day overall. They're kind of just like, but they're going to recover. They have a good strength of record and an easy strength of season from now on.
And if you are a team that your offense struggled last week, you get to go to Houston. That's chill. You're going to get on track.
Yeah, they're going to win like 50-2.
50-2. That's your prediction for the final score?
No, not 50-2, because there's no way that Houston will ever get a safety.
Okay,
like
fair.
37-14.
37-14 final score. You heard it here first, folks. Next up, we've got the Titans. So now we're down in our top 3. These are teams I think we can easily win the Super Bowl. So third spot.
Tampa Bay.
They
had a great performance. I loved it. And even though Mike Evans was limited, they still had a great win.
It's a decoy. You want to use Mike Evans powerfully? Don't use Mike Evans. It shows restraint. It shows discipline. And then when you need Mike Evans, you break the glass. You bring him out there.
I mean, it kind of embarrasses me, though, that the number 3 spot is from Tampa. Like, how is it possible that Tampa could reach 3 major finals in 1 year?
It's just
like they have the MLB.
True.
They have the NBA or NHL.
And, most of the NBA playoffs were close to there. So Tampa Bay, city of champions. How sad is that? So we've got 2 teams left. I could see this being the Super Bowl. 2 great quarterbacks, the front runners for MVP. We've got Seahawks and the Chiefs. Who you got here?
I got the Seahawks as number 2. I like Russell Wilson. I like... Who's that guy? Why can't I think of him?
DK
I like
Metcalf.
Chris Carson.
Yeah.
I like DK Metcalf. They're all good, and I like it. But Kansas City takes the spot here because even though it wasn't a very impressive win against the Bills, it was still a win, and it's against Bills defense. So,
thank you for coming on. I appreciate your Gen Z perspective to let me know the Patriots are done. The Browns are terrible, and the Cardinals, they're on their way up.
Yep, they are.
Well, thank you for coming on. When I share these to my story, I will let the people know that these are Nicholas's power rankings. I've got nothing to do with them. And I'll see you at the holidays, my friend. Thanks for jumping on.
See you later. Bye.
So that is Cousin Nicholas helping me out with the power rankings. We didn't break any rules, did we, Sam?
All good.
Across the board. And I think you could tell he pretty good insights from a teenager, right? He had some stats there. But so now on where I'm backing this weekend, here are my plays. First off, we could do it many ways, but we're going to offer up a money line parlay. Chiefs, Chargers, Bills, Chiefs against Denver. Denver is coming off a huge win, expect a letdown. Chargers are against an actively tanking Jacksonville team, and they're getting Melvin Ingram back. They've been pretty competitive most games. And the Bills, they are playing the Jets. Don't want to get too cute there. Secondly, early slate, I'm going to be on the Browns money line. I'm going to be betting 175 to win 100 with that one. And in that slate, I'm also going to be backing Dallas against the Washington football team. And my last pick of the weekend, I love it. You're going to hate it, Brian. Bucks over Raiders, no question. Sunday Night Football, Tom Brady coming to Vegas.
What? We talked about this.
We talk about it every week. Everyone's looking at me. I'm in a room full of Raiders fans. The Raiders, they sent home their entire offensive line due to a COVID scare. They're not practicing.
We'll see.
Okay, so that's my picks this week. I'm putting 117 on Chiefs, Chargers, Bills, 117 to win 100. I'm putting 175 on the Browns money line. Then I'll put all my winnings at the end of the day on Tampa. And then I'll be putting $25 on Dallas. And since it is an important Detroit Lions game that will change our season, I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit on the Lions money line, but that I cannot recommend for other people. That's the heart, not the head, baby.
That's for me, baby.
So yeah, I'm backing Brian. I'm backing Joel. And you know what? Back yourselves. Because if you want to be informed, thepropsnetwork.com, that is the place where bets begin. No, the Props Network is not a sports book, but it is where smart bettors and new players go before the sports book. Why? Because the Props Network has a few things that all bettors need. Exclusive sign-up bonuses, reporting on weekly promos, free betting picks, and live odds comparison for every football game. A visit to thepropsnetwork.com before placing a bet guarantees that you will be wagering with the best available bonuses and getting the biggest possible payout if your bets hits. This week at the Props Network, you can get $30 free bets, no deposit required from Unibet. You can get 4 risk-free bets up to $1,000 at PointsBet with code BONUSPROPS. And you can get up to a $500 match on your first deposit at BetMGM, official sportsbook of the Detroit Lions and Jamie Foxx, with code WALKON20. And you can get all these deals and more at thepropsnetwork.com. Must be 21 or older to bet online. Do you or someone you know have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today. That was a good one. That was a good one. And we are having fun. We're taking the headsets off because our next guest, he's in studio. And we've got a lot to talk about. We've got more to talk about as of today. He is our college football correspondent here on The Walk On. We're going to be having him on more because college football, that's where the action lives. So say hello to my boy, Eli Sairs.
Eli, hey.
Hello.
Thank you.
Mr. Basketball.
Sorry, I was just getting amped for the show. So I guess I got to start. Welcome.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Thank you for having me. I love this.
Yeah, I've got one bit of condolences on the Braves season.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was just going to happen as soon as Betts made that catch.
Yes, the momentum swung, and I didn't get my hopes up, but because I've been here before with them, but I'm very proud of them, and I'm excited. It's going to be good for a while, I think.
Yeah, and
pitching's only going to get better. We got some young talent. It's gonna be good. We're gonna win a series here in the next few years.
Yeah, and like if a guy
book it, baby.
If a guy is turning series with defensive plays, it's maybe not your year.
I mean, Dodgers. I mean, they're just a monster. It was always a long shot to beat them. Even going up 3-1 was just like Jesus Christ. But like you can't sleep on them, But yeah, whatever. Yeah. We'll win it next year.
Wait till next year, but we've got good news for you.
What's the good news?
We've got 2 big pieces of good news.
Oh, the Raiders are going to win Sunday, yeah.
Yes.
Henry Ruggs, yes. Josh Jacobs. You know how I judge NFL teams, right? Henry Ruggs, Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. Whoever has the most Bama players, but every team has like 4 Bama players.
How many are on the Bucks? OJ Howard, and he's out for the season.
Okay, so the Bucks, they lost their
don't
big
stand
advantage.
A chance. They don't stand a chance.
Well,
that's his. They got to deal with this fucking Gronk piece of shit, I guess. But
and of course, the Bama has had a lot of good wins.
That was a great game.
It was a great game, and
what a wonderful game.
There's something about watching my bet lose that you signed off on, that everyone signed off on. Really,
it was a smart bet. Look, this season is the greatest fucking season in college football history. Just don't bet if you know. It's just wild, man. It's crazy.
Don't give that advice here.
Every season, only bet. Just bet. Take the Raiders. Take the Raiders this weekend. But I think that every season there's like 1 or 2 weekends where it's like, holy shit, both of these teams. Every weekend this season, It rules. Every weekend. Bama. I didn't think we were going to beat Georgia. We won. I'm happy. Now I think we're going to lose to fucking Arkansas or something. Just 'cause it's crazy. And Arkansas has a good defense. Arky's legit. I'm excited about it. This season rolls, man. I love it.
Yeah.
You lost all those? They were all 4 very smart bets.
Yeah, and we're going to come up with
that
better.
Makes me so happy. That's so funny.
Yeah,
How much money?
I put $25 on each. I lost $100.
100. Yeah, I didn't.
Eli's like, yeah, like you're like
no,
Lex
I
Luthor.
I don't like my boy losing money.
I know.
I don't like my boy losing money, especially if I sign off on it. But I'm not a gambling guy. I'm just a who I think will win guy. You know what I mean? Like I could tell you who I think will win. I could tell you if the number seems weird or whatever.
And before we get into the college football, things get real this weekend, I think.
Daddy, we got Mountain West and Big Ten, baby.
Big congratulations are in order to you. Your boy, Tua, has been named the starter in Miami.
Super Bowl, baby. Book it.
I think is what's his face? His brother is starter for Northwestern now, too.
No, for Maryland. We'll get to that. But Oh, I'm sorry. Did that sound mean?
No.
No. I'm glad that you even knew he had a brother.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, he's starting against Northwestern. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's starting against Northwestern. Yeah, that'll be fun.
And I think you should be. You would reasonably be happy that Tua is starting right now. But there's a couple things with the timing of it that I don't like.
It's a little weird. Yeah.
Like the team is.
They were doing good.
On fire. It's the hottest team in the NFL right now. They blew out San Francisco on the road. They did what they needed to against the Jets, and. It's okay if they were probably always planning on starting him after the bye, But Tua has a huge injury history. And who do they play after the bye? They play the Rams and Aaron Donald. And there is not a player I would I don't want to see Aaron Donald.
I'm going to be so nervous every second that he's on the field. He's going to. Oh, and he's got the hero thing where he extends plays. He's great at extending plays, but it also gets his hips broken. And I don't want that for him. I love him. He's a great young man. And
there's nothing in his entire history that could prepare him for playing against a guy of Aaron Donald's caliber.
I mean, I don't know. Those Georgia defenses were pretty wicked.
I don't know. He's the best football player in the world right now. I'm a little worried about that.
I'm always going to be worried about Tua, but he's winning the Super Bowl this year. Guaranteed. Lock of the week.
Super Bowl.
I was going to say it's my lock of the week. Nope. This is Joel's lock of the week. Joel guarantees, this whole company guarantees a Dolphins Super Bowl and Raiders win this weekend.
Book it. Wow.
Book it.
Yeah, see if you could parlay those. Do we have any books that would take Raiders money line tied with Dolphins Super Bowl?
I'm feeling reckless today, baby.
Yeah, they're like, sure, we'll take your money. I think we'll do that.
So there's a couple fun games this week, but, we have our boy in office. I know a lot of people aren't happy with these things, but he did one thing for us. He brought back Big Ten football.
He kept the troops over. Yeah. Yeah, Big Ten football. Yeah.
I don't know why he got credit for it, but I'll give it to him.
I think he just claims credit, and it's like, okay, sure, man, whatever.
Yeah, maybe he's just the dean of Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State, Indiana, Purdue, Northwestern, Wisconsin.
Well, he found out that the KKK originated in Indiana, so he's just like, I'm a Hoosiers fan.
We've got a Southern base here. That's why you're here. So, Big Ten is crazy.
Oh, it's great. This season's crazy.
Ohio State is such a prohibitive favorite in this conference. They're minus 300 to win it. Those odds make sense to me.
Yes.
But if there was a team that's not Ohio State that's going to win this, who do you think it is?
Oh, it doesn't exist. No.
Ohio
State is winning this. I have my thoughts on I personally believe, here's the thing, I've always been a Wisconsin guy. Much respect to Wisconsin. I'm feeling reckless. My reckless pick, I think Iowa takes over in the West.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to say Iowa, but nobody. The answer is nobody, but Iowa is my pick. I'm feeling reckless. This season's crazy. Everything has an asterisk this season. It's hard to predict anything, so who gives a shit? And I'm calling Iowa.
Yeah, and if I were going to bet anyone in the Big Ten, just by virtue of the schedule, if Michigan can somehow win that Ohio State game.
Oh, I got to. Jamoke just chatted. The whole network is guaranteeing the Dolphins Super Bowl?
Yes, we are guaranteeing a Dolphins.
Book it.
Jamoke, good news. You're a Dolphins fan now. Don't act like you won't look great in teal, bro.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, man, Ohio State, I think they're going to they're so hungry to beat Clemson, and I think they should have beat them last year.
They did beat them last year.
They're the better team last year. And Clemson, I just think amazing. You can't diminish what they've done. Like, they're a fucking powerhouse. I don't think Bama can beat them this year, if I'm going to be honest with myself. I think Bama will win. I have to call Bama to win the championship, but really Ohio State, I think, they're hungry for revenge, and they don't have a weakness, really.
Nope.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Like, I don't go to a lot of college football games. The one college football game I went to, the Fiesta Bowl last year, it set the table for this college football season. So we have just opening up in the Big Ten. We have Illinois at Wisconsin. Wisconsin, it's they're favored by like 3-ish touchdowns, depending on
touchdowns?
Yeah, they're
what's the total? What's the number thingy?
I have
I don't know
23.5 point favorites.
23.5. Wow.
And I see Ohio State, they're 24 point favorites hosting Nebraska. Mm-hmm. So I think I might tie these two together, maybe throw Penn State in there. So I could make that money line, like I could bet 100 to win 50 on those three.
Okay, are we talking about
just to win?
Cover?
Just to win.
Just to win. Oh, just to win. Yeah. I was about to say, don't be fucking crazy, man. But like, just to win. I think that's safe.
And I'm a little worried at Penn State at Indiana because that line feels low to me. Like
it feels low to you.
Less than
Indiana always plays Penn State close in recent years. Indiana, even a couple years ago, I think Penn won by a couple touchdowns, but it was like at the end, like it was still closer than it looked. So they always Penn State's favored by what again?
They're like a touchdown favorite.
I think that's about perfect. I think they will win by about a touchdown. You're gonna sweat. Penn State has a great offense. Sean Clifford's gonna make that shit hum. Defense, I don't know. I don't know how their defense is. I think that's part of it too. I think that Michael Penix is going to make some big plays for Indiana.
Can we bleep out that?
Penix, I'm not sure. Make some big plays. I think Penn State is going to cover, but it's going to be a closer one. Penn State's going to win in the trenches.
Yeah, and I guess
I think that's an accurate spread.
Yeah, so I think probably the best value, according to what you said earlier, Iowa is at Purdue. Oh, wow, Penn State's only favored by 6. So Iowa is at Purdue. Iowa's only a field goal favorite there.
Sounds about right. Iowa's going to win. I take Iowa your intuition is correct about Iowa.
Yes.
Iowa will win.
Spencer.
Yeah, I think he's going to be. I think Spencer Petras is going to be good.
Yeah.
I have faith in them. They have a good O-line, good receivers. Purdue, I think Purdue will be fine. They haven't announced who their quarterback's going to be. It's probably going to be Jack Plummer. I just don't think they have some good receivers. I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah,
I think Iowa's going to win. It's going to be close, but never. I don't think it's going to get out of hand.
Yeah, with the Big Ten this whole year. I mean, for
all
every
of it's
team,
going to be crazy.
The whole year's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And most of the teams in the Big Ten, they're young quarterbacks. So
Yes.
Ohio State should
a lot
just
of
run
unknowns.
this.
Michigan as well. There's a lot of
but-
unknowns.
but-
Who knows? The next Joe Burrow might just come out of nowhere. And
Right.
we don't know how to call that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like I'm betting on Iowa instead of Michigan, but maybe Joe Milton will be the real deal and Michigan will take off.
Yeah, and it just seems like with so many variables in the air, I know that Iowa and Wisconsin historically have great player development on their offensive lines.
Yeah, Wisconsin has a great O-line. It's going to be a step back from Jonathan Taylor, but Paul Chris, he's great. They're going to still do the run game, and Illinois' weakness is the run defense, so it's just a perfect matchup.
So in that game, I was actually wrong in the line there earlier. If I were to tell you that Wisconsin is favored by 18.5 points, do you think that's something I should look into? Illinois, it's a basketball school. They don't care.
No, they don't.
Wisconsin, they've probably been drilling these guys throughout the
Yeah,
entire
I
thing.
don't know.
But
I like Lovie Smith. I like he got them their first bowl game in forever last year. It's just not there yet. I think they're a couple years away. I don't think that's crazy. I don't think that Wisconsin bet's crazy.
Yeah, I think Lovey's I would say 2 to 3.
Yeah,
like
I think
draft classes,
look
and
out
he's good.
2022. Look out, see where they're at.
And I don't think it's
Much respect. Hold on, Faith. I believe in y'all.
And you know what? One pick that I had recommended to me in the Big Ten was Maryland getting 9 points against Northwestern.
Just getting 9 points?
They're a 9-point underdog against Northwestern, and Maryland has won their season opener 6 years in a row, I believe, even against some ranked opponents.
Against ranked opponents?
Yeah, Maryland always.
Yeah, but
starts
not
out.
against Big Ten usually.
Yeah,
No.
they're going.
That's where it's at. Look, here's the thing. Northwestern, they got a decent defense. They got no passing. Talia, I love him to death, and I'm just gonna do the reckless pick. I'm gonna pick Maryland to win this one. We're getting it's Wild Wednesday, baby. We're not playing it safe. I'm picking Maryland to win. Talia, he has some great receivers around him. So yeah, take the 9. Take that. What's your bet?
Right there, I was thinking I would take the 9 on Maryland.
Take it. Don't take my crazy ass Maryland's gonna win thing, but I'm saying Maryland's gonna win.
This is a wild Wednesday.
Wild Wednesday,
because
baby.
the chat is blowed up too. Jamelka also for you, Eli, he's proud that you're still repping your Braves.
Oh, you
there.
gotta, you know.
And got some news here for Raiders over Bucks plus
It
Dolphins
already
Super
happened? I
Bowl.
told y'all.
Parlay
Fucking told y'all.
pays 26K to 1.
And how much?
You dummies. I figured.
How much do we need to put on the Raiders Dolphins Super Bowl parlay? 26,000 to 1?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should put
I gotta learn all this gambling shit.
we got to put $1 on it.
Yeah. Like, why not?
If they'll let us, I'll put the $1 on it for you.
You hear that in the chat? Joel says throw $100. Joel says put a fucking $100 on it, baby. Even in these uncertain times, you having trouble providing for your family? This is your guarantee way out during COVID. Your job laid you off. You are guaranteed to win all this money
Yeah, and I
and buy diapers for your infant.
my
I
favorite
promise.
my favorite
Your
thing.
kid won't go hungry because of this bet. Go ahead.
My favorite thing is I came in the studio today and I was like, yeah, Sam, I really like how we can use the show to promote responsible gambling.
And Eli's just into the camera. You're both.
I don't know how y'all celebrate Wild Wednesday, but I get wild.
The holiday that just it was invented 20 minutes ago.
Big Ten's back. I'm excited. I love the Big. It ain't college football without the Big Ten.
I'm going to be
true.
betting a lot of games in college football, in specifically the Big Ten this weekend. And I have to do it. This is my first Big Ten weekend as a Big Ten student. We got the Little Brown Jug game, Michigan, Minnesota. Michigan's favored by 3.5.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
What? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Is Minnesota a viable threat? Because Michigan, if they're able to take care of business here, their schedule's very easy to start the year.
To start, but I mean, they still have Wisconsin, Ohio State, right? Don't they play Wisconsin?
Yeah, they do, but they can probably get out to a 5-0 start. They take care of them. They've got Michigan State, and
they definitely won't. But getting serious, I wouldn't touch this one. Honestly, this one's crazy. I think Michigan, their defense is good. They're good. They're replacing a lot on the O-line, receivers. I just don't.
QB?
I don't. No offense to anyone in the chat. I love Michigan. I love their fans. Greatest color scheme. One of the greatest color schemes in college football. I think Harbaugh is a piece of shit. I think he's a fucking talentless khaki pants hack. I think.
Like rhymed. That kind of like it rhymed. I like that.
The only guy in khakis who's a hack is Jim Gaffigan. All right.
They got an amazing. Minnesota has an amazing stud receiver in Bateman. They have a very capable quarterback in Tanner Morgan. They're going to find each other. I don't think Michigan's going to be able to completely. I think Minnesota wins by field goal.
Okay, so maybe there's value in the Minnesota money line there if they are dogs in this game.
Let's keep in mind what day it is, though.
It's Wild Wednesday. It's on Wild Wednesday. We're like in Minnesota.
I'm not making any here.
So, I don't understand why Harbaugh has underperformed to the degree that he has. I went to USC when he was dominating at Stanford. I watched him build a pretty good Niners team up in the Bay Area.
So it's hard to look at.
And it's just like, I don't understand.
His quarterback was Shea, and he was awful. And he doesn't know how to pick a QB that will get past Ohio State. He should blank out the whole schedule and be like, who's the best QB? Who's the best QB that can get me this win?
That is what the fan base is hungry for. That fucking he needs. Well, here's the thing. I'm talking shit. I have my own little beefs or whatever, but I don't know. He's had 4 top 20 finishes in the last 5. He's good. It's good, but it's not $7.5 million.
Exactly.
And
it's not. He's being paid elite numbers, and he's not created an elite program, and he is not an elite coach.
And there's just something in the water at Michigan. Expectations.
Well, one city in particular.
Hey, sometimes John Stockton's got to get credit for an assist. Bring it full circle.
Well, you know that the fucking Little Brown Jug was originally, I think it was
actually
Michigan
white.
Was
and then
paranoid.
They put the water.
He was paranoid that Minnesota was going to fuck with their water, so he got a Little Brown Jug. So fucking someone tell the president to send in brown jugs. Never mind, I'm not. Should have quit. Should have quit while I was ahead. I got greedy. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah, you did great up until then. It's kind of like how every Harbaugh season goes. That rip was the Ohio State game.
I was so confident, then suddenly it all just vanished when I realized that I'd gotten in over my head.
So here's what I'm doing.
God bless Michigan. I hope it all works out for them. I hope it works out. I'd love nothing more.
Okay, before we move on from the Big Ten, I want to compute the odds of this. Ohio State money line minus 5,000. Terrible odds. We have Wisconsin money line minus 1430. And then we have, where is that Penn State game? Oh, you can just do Control F.
Yeah, that's how you find. It's good.
So I can bet a money line. I can parlay Ohio State, Wisconsin, Penn State, and it is, bet 100 to win $54.
For them to cover?
All they have to do is win.
Say the teams again.
Ohio State, Wisconsin, Penn State. Penn State's the one I'm worried about.
The one you were saying earlier. You're going to sweat a little bit in that Penn State game, I think. But I think they'll win.
Penn State takes defense. As Eli was saying, their defense will win this one, I think.
And
well, no, I think they'll win in the trenches, but I think that their defense is uncertain, but also it's not certain. They're not certain to go out there and lay an egg. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my Big Ten plan. There's no value in Rutgers at Michigan State.
No, throw
16.
Rutgers in that parlay. Guaranteed. No. Nah, Rutgers, I don't know, man. It's another team I just always wish would be good. The last time they were good, they were under the coachmanship of one Greg Schiano, and he's fucking back. So maybe he'll be able to build something there. I think there's reason to actually be very, very mildly optimistic. About
but when
the Scarlet
Rutgers
Knights.
Contended, they weren't in the Big Ten. Like, this is just a different
I'm just
degree of
look.
competition.
They're just trying to win a Big Ten game, all right? Like baby steps, baby steps.
Yeah, and I don't really know where Michigan State is. I know that athletic program has just been spiraling out in a terrible way. We saw that D'Antonio get exposed towards the end of last
All
year.
respect to D'Antonio. It's good that it's good. I'm interested to see what Tucker can do over there. I think the defense will take another. They took a step back last year. They'll take a step forward this year under him, and their O-line is really good this year. I think they'll handle Rutgers well. I don't know. I don't know. It's too early to say with them, but there's reason to be hopeful. I think if you're a Michigan State fan.
Yeah, and their QB might be Rocky. His name's Rocky. That's pretty sweet. I'm in for that.
Brian with the segue. So yeah, that's it with the Big Ten. We'll do that parlay. We'll back Maryland in that matchup.
Back Maryland against Northwestern?
Yeah.
Oh, you're taking my Wild Wednesday bet? Sure. Why not?
Well, on the props network.
Lose all your money, sure.
Well, Donnie Sengstack, he has a blog every week where he picks his favorite games, and for whatever reason, he likes Maryland this week.
I would love it if they look. Stepping back, if I was some lame ass person who did not believe in celebrating Wild Wednesday, then I would be like, okay, yes, Northwestern will win boringly, but fuck it, it's Wild Wednesday. Talia's gonna light their asses up. Book it.
All right, so let's move on to the other conferences. First off, I have a question for you. How many points do you think Clemson is favored by against Syracuse?
Against Syracuse. How's Syracuse this year? 42.
Close. 46.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to cover.
They're going to cover?
They're absolutely going to cover because, they're going to cover. No disrespect to Clemson fans, but Dabo's a piece of shit with no class, and he's going to run up. He's going to run up the score. He's going to fuck because he knows that he has a lame ass schedule and he needs it to look really convincing. And they're the best fucking team right now. Besides, until Ohio State comes in there, they're better than Bama. I'll say that. But he's going to run up the score and do his old golly shucks bullshit.
Oh, that makes sense for why. That makes sense because you went 73 points. You have to do something against Ohio State.
Look, he has to take out all that anger while he's silently seething about the phrase "Black Lives Matter." All right, like he has to take out his anger somewhere because he has to say to the press that he's for it. Like, right. Yeah, I like it.
You get a hut in there.
Oh, that's all he does. He yucks it up like a fucking moron.
Okay, then
here's it for. Just drop the act, you fucking hayseed.
Craziest thing I saw in the ACC last week, I think it was obvious. I'm kind of disappointed in myself for not seeing it coming. Florida State was getting 17 points against North Carolina. North Carolina, not a football program. You could probably look at that and go...
Not a football program?
North Carolina?
They were good this year.
Yeah, but as opposed to like... being the greatest college basketball school.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So Florida State had a great win against a good school, a traditional football power, UNC.
Much respect to Mac Brown.
What up, Mitchell Trubisky? So they blew him out. And this week they're playing...
Blew him out at first.
They're playing Louisville this week, and they're still underdogs, sizable ones.
Really?
4.5 point dogs against Louisville.
They're underdogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Florida State's going to win that. I think I watched that game. It was you want to think like because everyone. I think it's because everyone's still kind of tentative about it. Like, is it for real or not? And I think the answer to that is yes and no. I think that they're clearly a super talented team. I have a lot of faith in Mike Norvell. I think it's going to be wild. I think it's going to be up and down. They're an emotional team, and when they're what happened there, they blew them out when it was like they were like the scrappy underdog kids at the camp. Like they were like in a movie, and they were feeding off the energy. It was a lot of fun. They're a fun, exciting team, and I think Mike pulled the reins off a little bit and tried to get conservative a little bit too early. And I think he should have just played that hot hand. And if he keeps playing that hot hand when they're hot, they're going to be just unstoppable in spurts. And they're messy. They're committing all these penalties and all that. But they're a fun fucking team. And it's not all going to come together this year. They're going to lose. They're going to have some ugly moments, but they're going to have some exciting wins too. And I think there's at least reason to hope for Florida State fans. I think you have your coach in Mike Norvell. I think he's going to do great things there. And I think that they're going to beat Louisville too.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to bet $20 on Florida State and they won the game, I would get back $32.
Take it.
Yeah, I don't think they should be underdogs against Louisville whatsoever.
Keep in mind, they are the Wild Wednesday of football teams right now.
Jaboki put in the chat that was a revenge game for FSU after the crushing defeat last season. The Seminoles are very unpredictable.
They are, but in a very fun way. They're a very watchable, unpredictable, I think, very fun team. And that's another thing with Wisconsin. There's a revenge factor with Illinois, so they might actually, that's another reason they might cover from last year. So thanks in the chat for reminding me about the word revenge.
And like certain matchups, I just think the spread is crazy in the ACC. We have 2 top 25 teams, NC State at North Carolina. You know, seems like one's ranked 23rd, one's ranked 14th. NC State's getting 14.5.
NC State is favored by 14.
No, they're dogs, but that's a big spread.
I got to learn all this gambling shit. That is a big spread. Yeah, I wouldn't touch that. I think North Carolina's going to win, but I wouldn't touch the spread.
Don't touch that. So just moving around here a little bit, is there anything intriguing with? I know they had a bad start. I know they got embarrassed on a national stage, but Oklahoma is favored by less than a touchdown against TCU. Is there any way that Spencer Rattler puts it together? And
I like Oklahoma there.
Yeah, because
I like Oklahoma there.
Oklahoma, everyone's piling it on, but like he's always done this work in the past with transfers. Rattler is so much younger, so much raw.
Sat out for an entire year too.
Yeah, so it's just like he's seeing the gridiron for the first time. And
I'm excited to see Lincoln Riley tested. And I think he's going to come through.
Ooh.
Yeah, and TCU, they're a good program, but Oklahoma, just by their name value, I imagine that they're going to have just a better caliber of athletes on both lines. So
True.
That's what I look for in that matchup. Okay, are we sticking with Wild Wednesday? So this team, I hate. This, all the bets that I
Raiders.
lost last weekend, the one that irritated me the most was Tennessee getting blown out at home by Kentucky.
So hard.
Thank you. When Kentucky didn't have their best player.
Oh, what a game. What a great moment, you losing that. Fuck Tennessee. I like Jeremy Pruitt, but fuck Tennessee. Kentucky, I was impressed. Their defense was impressive, and they played a full 60 minutes. Because, sometimes it's very easy to subconsciously kind of let off the gas. That defense played a full 60 minutes of football. They didn't let up. They were fucking the interceptions. They were just on it. I was really impressed with Kentucky. So I hope the narrative doesn't come too much like Tennessee sucks. I think the narrative should be like, look at Kentucky, look at Arkansas, look what some of these teams are doing. They're not going to win. They're not going to win a championship, but they're on the up and up. I like it.
Yeah, and I think you've seen like enough in the SEC so far that outside of Vanderbilt, all these teams are pretty competent.
What do you have against Vanderbilt?
They're Vanderbilt. Yeah. Jay Cutler is not walking through that door. So yeah, I'm inclined. Tennessee, they're playing a smaller football school.
My little upstarts, Bama.
Yeah, they're playing the Crimson Tide.
The Sandlot of college football.
And Bama is favored by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's too low.
In the context of them having to keep up with these Ohio State and Clemson's games where they run up the score like crazy, is there a possibility that Bama just really ties one on here?
It's very possible that it's maybe even likely. I think the reason I'd be hesitant to tell everyone to go, I don't like to reckless bet. I don't like to, unless I'm completely sure, I like to give like a very steady, well-rationed bet. And I think here, Saban doesn't give a fuck about your money. So we got a lot of work to do on the twos, and they're not great. I think that the whole fourth quarter might all be backups, and I think we might have some Tennessee touchdowns in garbage time that kind of fucks it up as a risk. It's not it's probably safe, but I personally just am kind of like, I don't know. I got a feeling that it's going to be a blowout, but like the final score might not be like by 30 points or something like that because of that.
Yeah, and can I blindly say that even though
I don't like that kind of thing.
Even though they're off this week, like when Georgia comes back, I'm back in Georgia there. Georgia, they played very well the first half, and that game got
Great defense.
They sputtered.
Great
Their
defense.
offense sputtered. Really.
They sputtered, but
They did well. That first half was that first half was good.
Yeah.
Second half, second half. I'm proud of my Bama defense for shutting them out like that.
Yeah,
and
but-
then Spencer Bennett, Esquire the Fourth, is fucking walking Royal Tenenbaum. I don't know. They're only gonna go so far. Much respect. I mean, like, I don't like shitting on kids who are entertaining us for free. So like, I wish them all the best. I think they need someone else. I think I don't know if they have that available really, but that defense is elite. But man, if only you could have Justin Fields there, Curb.
And just as a rule of thumb, if a quarterback throws an interception off a deflection, I don't take it against him. There were a lot of really great plays made by Alabama that weren't necessarily Georgia mistakes.
Yeah.
So by the time they really got set and were able to like run their
I get what
offense
you're
again, the game was out of their hands.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to them in the SEC championship game. I'm not looking forward to that, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I think they will gel. I think that Bennett will grow into the role, and I do think that they'll be a better team.
Okay, so I've got two more games I want to go through.
Okie dokie.
Another one that I had a bad beat on, maybe again this week, I see Pittsburgh, who I bought the line too late last week. It was at 10.5 all week. We've got a Pittsburgh grad in the room, really gloating it up. We've got another one watching on the stream, Jamoke. And, they blew a easy cover against Miami this week. This week they're against Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, and that Louisville Notre Dame was a little ugly.
Yeah, I know. And Notre Dame, they're only favored by 10.5 points. Just looking at that line, just looking at where those teams are and what the Notre Dame final scores have been, I'm kind of inclined to back the Irish here.
I think Notre Dame's going to cover. I think that Ian Book, they need to get the passing together a little bit because Pitt has a good run defense, but Notre Dame also has a good run and a good offense, a good O line. So I like Notre Dame. I think they're going to be chippy about the Louisville game last week, and I think they're going to go out there and I think they're going to win pretty handily, maybe by a couple touchdowns.
Awesome. And last one, I think this one's intrigued. I've seen a lot of the more informed talking heads go the other way, but LSU, they've had a awful
this
start.
One's tough.
They're hosting South Carolina. They're allowed to be in their home stadium this week. They lost to Mizzou in embarrassing fashion, and now they're hosting the Gamecocks. They're favored by less than a touchdown.
And
here.
Miles Brennan is out, right?
Yeah.
So, man, that's one I would leave alone, to be honest. But I guess it's Wild Wednesday. Fuck, man, Gamecocks are coming off this fucking win against Auburn. LSU, their defense is fucking terrible. You know what? What's the number thingy? The
6.5.
I like Gamecocks to cover, but not to win.
Okay, so I'll take that as a stay away here. And it's weird. I mean, there's great matchups outside of the Power 5 this week. Anything to add on Cincinnati versus SMU?
Ooh, nothing except it's going to be a great fucking game.
Yeah, we have two top 16 teams. The spread is -2.5, which just means like Vegas has no idea.
Yeah. Wow, that's fucking... Man, I don't even know who to call there. SMU just had a really fun game against Tulane. Those games are always the funnest, man. Fucking, who was it? And then like BYU played Houston. Oh, the little... I love it. I think... What's your favorite conference in college football?
I like the Pac-10.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it's where the passing game evolves from. I think
You mean the Pac-12?
I'm old. In case you couldn't tell from my hairline, I'm in my 30s. It's still the Pac-10 to me, damn it.
Well, fuck USC and Oregon. The other 10.
I'm explicitly leaving out any university in Arizona.
I love them all. I mean SEC, but I love the Fun Belt, baby. I'm a Sun Belt guy. I love the Sun Belt. I love Conference USA. Then probably Big Ten. Yeah, it's just fucking whatever. SMU, but don't touch it. Don't touch that game.
Don't touch that game. And that game's on at a really nice time in the day.
No, Cincy fucking...
I
can't wait for that.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to be watching the Michigan game during that time period, but I'll probably have that on in a second. What are you going to be watching? What better game is on during
The one you just fucking said.
that's
SMU and...
That starts at halftime.
Okay.
9 o'clock. So then you bring it up on the laptop.
So I'll take
when
a
it
shower
kicks
for fucking hour and a half or something.
Okay. Okay. Ignore the Big Ten.
No, I'm
Take
gonna
an
watch.
hour
I
and
can't
a-
wait. I can't wait for that. I'll be watching as much of Michigan, Minnesota as I can.
Okay. So in conclusion, we've figured out we're going to back this Big Ten money line parlay. We're going to back Maryland. We are going to back Florida State to win. And we're going to back Notre Dame.
Yeah, and I'll see y'all next week for Eat Crow Wednesday. You're forgetting a couple teams here.
A couple teams there. You told me not to bet the line there. You said they'd give up the cover. Alabama minus 21.5.
I'm talking about my Dolphins, baby.
Oh yeah, and we're on.
The network's backing the Dolphins to win the Super Bowl
Yeah.
this year, and the Raiders to win this weekend.
Of course, we have our lock of the week.
Lock of the week.
It's I gotta look at the camera and suggest it. Listen, if you have kids at home, if you have a stimulus check coming, you might think that the best way to feed your family is to take your stimulus check, take it to the bank, then go to the grocery store. But really, the smart way is to take that bet, take that stimulus check, visit thepropsnetwork.com, find out which site has the best bonuses, because it's where a bet starts. It's at the Props Network. So then you take that stimulus check, you deposit it, and then you put that deposit on a Raiders money line.
Yes.
Tied with Dolphins Super Bowl, 26,000 to 1. So I'm just going to do the math right here of what you will be getting.
Yeah.
So
Trust it. You might as well call the Dolphins the saving accounts at this point.
yeah,
That's
you're
how
going to put it on the
trustworthy.
savings
That's how
account.
trusting your money is in good hands.
So 26,000 times
Go
1,200.
401ks.
So you'll make $31,200,000 guaranteed.
And I'll tell you this. You got like your daughter's birthday coming up or something. You can buy her like 6 presents. How many presents will that buy? Put your daughter's birthday fund on the Dolphins to win the Super Bowl.
I'm not sure I can recover from this. This has really been a great segment. It's really
I love it. I have a blast.
you're so good at this. I'm so glad we're going to be having you on again potentially.
I hope so.
It was greenlit before this segment, but we'll see. I'll talk to some people. But Eli Sairs, everybody, he's the best. Check out the Roast Ghost podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts.
YouTube as well for video, but
YouTube for video. And do you have any more coming soon?
no. I have actually, yeah, soonish.
All right. Well, next week you let me know who you give me a college football figure next time you're on. Well, how about we write a few roast jokes about somebody?
Yeah, I can do that. That'd be fun as hell.
Yeah. Well, how about next time you're on, we each have a minute worth of roasts. You too, Brian. You have.
Okay.
I know you never
I'm
bet.
not a roaster. I'm from the Midwest.
You know how to spell Harbaugh?
Yeah.
HARBLOWS.
All right. This is easy then. Okay. All right.
We're all gonna roast a different college football player for 1 minute.
Cool.
It'll be a lot of
Player?
fun. Player,
Former
coach,
player?
you name it. You tell me who, but I think we have to start with Sweet Trevor next week.
I can do that.
Yeah, so we'll have
We're
some,
roasting Trevor next week? I can do that. That's fun.
yeah, we're gonna roast Trevor next week.
Cool.
We're gonna have fun with you throughout the season. So thank you for coming by. And we've got an ad read, and we believe in this ad read, right? We love this product. So let's give a shout out to our friends at Face John's. Stylized masks for the Philly faithful.
That is nice. I like that.
Yeah, I will be back in the Eagles tomorrow night. A lot of people are on the YouTube. They're calling me an idiot for underrating the Giants, which is pretty idiotic. So I'm rocking this. They sent me this green West Market Street mask here, and it's not a mask. It's a John.
Well, yeah, they actually, in the Eagles Stadium, they just, before COVID, they're just handing out masks to cut down on the amount of N-words being yelled. So the COVID was kind of just worked out that COVID happened.
Yeah, and you might be
Go
wondering.
Birds, baby. Go Birds.
Yep. Yeah. N-word's down 25% in the stadium. So.
Yeah, and the thinking here was we would do this ad again to get it on tape to show our sponsor.
Oh, this was an ad. All right, well, I'm going to let me go sit in my other side of the room here.
And the website says John, and that is an all-purpose word used by Philadelphians, in addition to other all-purpose words used by Philadelphians, according to Eli. And you know what? I'm enjoying my John very much. And if you want to get yourself one of their designer masks, check out facejawn.com. That's right, FACEJAWN.com. And they have a wide range of masks with different prints. Philly stuff, even special masks for Eagles fans like the new Dallas Sucks John and the new Philly Special Playbook John. Face John believes that high quality, affordable masks should be available for everyone, and for every John you buy, they will donate one to a deserving kid at a local Philly school. So please, go check out facejohns.com. This has been a great episode. You have fun, Brian?
I had fun. Jamoke's going to bet on the Dolphins. He's putting it all. He's in.
Well, we probably shouldn't give advice to people with children when we knew Jamoke was watching, but here we are. And that's what we do at the Props Network. We have fun, we give advice, and we make this kind of seedy gambling industry a great time for all consumers. We're going to give you the best information. We're going to give you the most well thought out and reliable information. And we've got great stuff coming. And we've got Donnie Sengstack doing college football blogs, Steve Clark blogging every NFL game and doing a bet about it. And we have Connor Larson with UFC bets. Speaking of Connor, I pre-taped this. We have a giant UFC fight this weekend.
Yeah.
So stick around. Here are Connor's picks for the best value in this massive UFC fight. So enjoy it. We had some fun here We had a lot of fun here on the Walk On. We had Cousin Nicholas, we had Eli, we had Connor Larson, and we had Brian Allen Mitchell working his usual magic. The Friday props drop is off this weekend due to just a little bit of a scheduling snafu, but we will be back the following Friday, and we will be back with the Professional Gamblers Picks on Friday. We'll be back with another episode of The Walk On Monday, and then we're Monday, Wednesday of every week, and you can find us the next day on any podcast platform. So enjoy the content, enjoy the games, like, subscribe, and comment as long as you don't want to call me a fucking moron. For The Walk On and the Props Network, this is Joel Walkowski for Brian Allen Mitchell, walking off.